This is the Retro PGF pitches game that we're playing here for the first time. We've experimented with similar things, and I'll give a little overview of how the experiments have gone in the past and what we're doing. But basically, it's an exciting new game that gives public goods creators an opportunity to promote their Retro PGF grant and provide citizens in the Optimism Collective with an easy way to learn about exciting projects. There's over 600 projects that have been approved in Retro PGF, so this is a great way for public goods creators to have their projects stand out and get recognized by the broader Optimism Collective community, the badge holders, and everybody else who might be watching. And yeah, we're putting this on as a way to help promote and give a stage for public goods creators, as well as make awesome content about optimism too. So we have an announcement post here that's on Twitter. We also put up a post on the Gov forum too, gov.optimum.io, where you can learn more about it. Basically, we're going to feature fun, friendly competitions where Retro PGF applicants present their projects and participants rank their pitches. We have an app that we use called Slido, which is a voting tool. And this can actually work with the Respect game too. Right now, we're going to do one person, one vote. In the future, we can do it where people who earn their Respect points from the Respect game can have more voting power based upon that to help decide who is sharing the most helpful pitches. And we can also experiment different ways too. So, for example, when we did it we've experimented with 3 times so far in another community where we've been pioneering this called Eden Fractal. And in that game, we pioneered with like who did the most helpful pitch, who did the most amusing pitch. We were also having fun with it, who did the most beneficial, and so forth. And we were voting basically as a way to provide a signal for the badge holders, for the wider world, who's doing helpful work for the world, and also make it fun too. Bring a little competition in it, so forth. So there's all sorts of cool stuff that we can go into, but out of respect for Subli's time, I'll keep it pretty short here, as well as I think that if anybody's here and you haven't read this already, then you can just read the overview on our Twitter account at Optimistics _, and then you can also check out the Gov forum post, which has the same stuff. And if anybody hasn't yet signed up, then there's a sign up form. We're going to be doing this again for the next 2 weeks as well, where you can learn more. And then just real quick, I suppose, but before I get into it, is I'll just show real quick working on an article for RetroPitches at optimistics.io/RetroPitches. It's not quite ready yet, but if you did want to check out the past times that we've done this, we have some really great experiences with how this game works. So you don't have to know it now, and we'll probably just share this in the coming days when it's more ready. But just want to give you a little preview because this game can be really super fun and a really great way to spotlight public goods creators. So with that, basically the way it works is I'll pass on to Subli, and I suppose I'll just keep sharing my screen too. Subli said he's going to just talk on audio, and then I'll pull up his screen. And I was saying before, I'm a huge fan of Subli's work, so I'm very excited to hear his presentation for the Optimist. And then Rosemary set up the Slido poll too, so if she could vote for that or she could put that up. I think there's only a couple participants here, so this game is kind of like we're just getting started with this game, and we'll have more participants and we'll have it more prepared in the future. But for now, it'll be a great opportunity to hear Subli's pitch for the Optimist, and then we'll try playing the game too and see how it works as kind of like a first beta test of the game with the retro pitches in the Optimism community. Sound good? And Subli, you ready to go?
Thanks a lot, Dan. Thanks a lot, Rosemary. I mean, it's pretty fun to run those games. So congratulations to you for this event and for this initiative. And I'm a big fan of RPGF. I was a recipient of RPGF too. And as an introduction, I just would like to say to everyone within the Optimism ecosystem, within the Optimism Collective, if you have an idea, just move on, just build it and apply for RPGF, because at the time you are receiving a retroactive grant for the work you've been doing, you can't imagine the feeling you have when you get the news. It's just unbelievable. And for me, this is the best source of motivation, which lasts for a very long time, that you can get by receiving retroactive grants. So just to pitch what is the Optimist. The Optimist is a media. This is one and unique media who is covering DeFi on the OP stack with a focus on the Optimism superchain. So we provide a weekly newsletter, and as well we have weekly podcast. And I'm going to want to share some of alpha for you today, because there is only the team, the Optimism team, who is aware of that right now. So basically, I started DeFi 2.5 years ago, and I immediately loved fundamental analysis. I'm a mathematician. I love mathematics. I love analysis. And so fundamental analysis, especially on DeFi, really triggered my curiosity. The amount of time I was making research is equal to the amount of time I love sharing. So I started as an influencer or the opinion leader, as you wish to call. And by the end, actually, it was 1 year ago, I was appointed Optimism ambassador. And I thought, okay, I think I should do something more, something bigger, because creating content on Twitter just lasts a couple of hours. And if you are very lucky, it lasts a day. So I started compiling all my research into my Notion website that I send you the link, Rosemary. And that was my database of all the research I've been doing on different EVM things. I'm pretty sure that nobody knows what is inside. And I mean, I don't mind. It just, let's say, it's just engraved now in Web2. You can, if you access this, you have everything that I learned since 2.5 years and everything that you need to know in order to just start your journey in DeFi. But I wanted, again, to do something more. I wanted, first of all, to focus on optimism for 2 reasons. The first reason is that I was curious about the optimism vision. I must say that I didn't believe in it because impact, legal profit, RPGF, etc. was, I mean, it's good. This is very strong words, but this is not our economy. This is not the way we are living right now in the real life. So I was really skeptical. Okay, but let's say, okay, but I believe in it. There are a lot of things that we're building starting summer 2022. I was onboarded with the Velodrome finance team, and I mean, we had an incredible year, really. And so I wanted again to make something bigger. So I started with 3 friends. So we were a team of 4 in January 2023. Let's say shipping a bi-weekly newsletter. 10 months later, we ship a weekly newsletter. We are a team of 20 people, and the newsletter is available in 13 different languages. The amount of work that we have done was completely natural, actually. I didn't onboard anyone, actually. I just picked up people who, again, triggered my curiosity and wanted to contribute to the Optimist media. And that's it. So you, in the Optimist team, you have nerds, you have Optimism ambassadors, you have official translators, you have DeFi users, you have NFT collectors, artists. There is someone from a project team, a DeFi project team, very well implemented in the Optimism Collective. There is one designer is doing this full time, and I'm just enjoying everything that I'm doing so far. We receive a really warmful feeling from the community. The Optimist has now a bit more than 10,000 subscribers. I think it's 10,300 right now. And approximately, and we have a very good opening rate compared to other newsletters. The Optimist is the first source of information, the first source of intel about the Optimism supply chain, about the OP stack. How can I be sure of that? There are 2 things. First of all, if you go on Substack, this is the website where the Optimist is hosted. If you search for Optimism supply chain, if you search for OP stack, we are ranked number 1. I've been talking towards project. I've been talking towards user. I've been talking as well with VCs, and definitely we are.
Subli, I heard we are, but I don't hear you anymore. Might be my issue.
Hello.
Oh, hello. Can you hear?
Yeah.
Hello.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
There's a little internet issue, I think. Sorry about that.
No worries. No, so I was just saying that even VCs I've been talking with 2 VCs 2 weeks ago, and VCs are reading our newsletter because this is the first source of intel about the OP stack. We are not only curator. We don't pick up the latest news and put that in the newsletter. There are a lot of media that can do that. You have Cointelegraph, you have Coin Bureau. There are a dozen of newsletters who does that. What we do is that we provide information for 2 types of people, either the newcomers. If you want to be onboarded on Optimism, how can you do? If you want to participate to We Love the Art contest, how do you do? This is the article for this week. On Friday, we give you every information that anyone can participate to this contest. You want to activate or you want to use DeFi from your mobile? Okay, we provided an article on the best mobile wallet that I've been using so far. And this is, I think, our difference compared to the media is that we are DeFi user. I am a day-to-day user of Optimism on the Op stack or different chain like Base and very soon a mod network as well. So we provide information that are our own view, our own bias sometimes, of course, but something that this is our take. You won't find it elsewhere. You like it or you don't like it, it's up to you, but at least you have a strong opinion that you can use and compare with other opinions to make your own opinion. And this is so our main goal is to give this opinion about DeFi, about NFT, about the Optimism Collective, about governance to anyone who is reading our media in, again, 13 different languages, because we want our media accessible all around the world. I think that's it.
All right. Wonderful, Subli. Thank you so much for the great pitch and for being the first person to pitch on the Retro PGF games, and also all your amazing work with the Optimist. As I said before, I've listened to some of your podcasts before and really enjoyed it, as well as read some of your newsletters. It's been a big inspiration for me and the Optimistics team and Rosemary. So thanks so much, and I encourage everybody to check out the links that Subli shared in the chat, twitter.com/theoptimist with 3 as the Optimist, and also the newsletter too. As you said before, you go to the Substack and you search for OP Stack, the Optimist newsletter comes up first. And then also one more thing that he didn't show the link up, but I'll put up on the screen here too, so everybody can check out, is the Retro PGF page too. So if you go to vote.optimism.io and then you search for Subli over here, then you can see Subli's work.
It's not this one.
It's a different one, right? Yeah, search the Optimist.
Yeah,
I remember
it's a different one
you...
because this is my individual one. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You should search for Optimist. Actually, I just found out today that I made a typo on my title on my application. I should commit suicide, really. I just forgot the T of the first Optimist.
Oh, okay. So it's
I feel really bad.
Oh, okay. That's a little telling out there.
Really
okay.
Bad.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Well, now everybody knows, and no big deal. And hopefully this can help raise some visibility too, so people can find you and support the Optimist, or the Optimist, I should say. But yeah, it looks like you've been creating a huge impact for the Optimism Collective, as well as contributing a lot with all this educational content, the podcast and the newsletter and stuff like that. So I want to thank you so much for all your great work, Subli. As I said before, it's a pleasure to meet you. And I'm really looking forward to reading more of your content and helping promote and help spread the good word about optimism out in the world.
And Rosemary, I'd like to thank you for having shared the link that I sent you. And as I promised, some alpha, one has been already, let's say, released last week. We have a podcast. It's going to be on Wednesday this week, talking about stablecoin. We discovered a stablecoin rating agency, and I mean, this might be the most important thing about DeFi, trying to pick up the white stablecoin and not leave what we leave with tangible stablecoin or the UST from Luna the past year. The last thing that is not public right now is that we have a podcast scheduled beginning of December with every CEO or BD from all the super chains. So we will have Base, Mod Network, Lyra Chain, OP Mainnet all together. So we have Benjamin Jones from OP Mainnet. We'll have Ronan, the BD of Base, on our live, and it's going to be, I think, explosive, really. So just follow the Optimist on Twitter, on X, on Twitter. Put on your notification, and you should receive the invitation for this podcast in a couple of days.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you so much, Subli. I'm really looking forward to that.
Thanks a lot, guys.
All right, you're very welcome, Subli, and looking forward to the new content. Ben Jones is visionary, and all that stuff sounds really great. So thanks so much, Subli. Recommend everybody check out the Optimist and follow along on Twitter and Substack. I know we're a bit over time too, so we're gonna get more timely about this in the future. But I suppose I can share another screen here just to share because I didn't maybe introduce the rules as well as I should have. So the rules in future weeks will be that we each take about 5 minutes to share our presentation, but in this case we're a bit delayed and Subli was sharing so much awesome stuff that we could go a bit longer. I see Subli says, if you don't mind, I gotta go. That's totally cool, Subli. Feel free to leave whenever you want. I really appreciate it. And we'll publish the video too, so you can watch the results and everything from the game afterwards.
Amazing.
On the Optimistics YouTube channel. And yeah, thanks so much, Subli. And I'll go ahead.
I appreciate so much for your time again. Thanks a lot. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
You're very welcome. Have a great day.
Thank you. Have a great day.
All right, and then I suppose we'll wrap it up in like 5 minutes or so, maybe 10 minutes at most, or we can go a bit longer if well, I'm happy to stick around actually for like half hour or so. So if we do want to hear more from new or Space Runner or anybody, but first I'll go ahead and share share a little bit more about how this game works or will work in the future, as well as more about the Optimistics as well, which is our Retro PGF grant. I'll also share a little bit about Retro PGF too, in case people aren't familiar with Retro PGF, and I'm just trying to figure out where my share screen is. So, all right, so yeah, here we go. This is something that in future weeks we'll help spread the word about Retro PGF more, because we mentioned a little bit, but if people aren't sure what Retro PGF is, if you go to app.optimism.io and you click Retro PGF in the top left corner, it stands for Retroactive Public Goods Funding. It's changing the way that impact is rewarded. You can see here like some great reviews about it. Basically, the Optimism Collective, they have a great vision. You can check out optimism.io/vision to learn about the Optimism Collective's vision about dispelling the myth that public goods cannot be profitable and rewarding people who create positive impact with profit. So there's a whole lot more to it too. It's about digital democratic governance and all sorts of great stuff. There's a great concept called Ithos Phoenix and creating a coordinated collaborative cyberspace. I recommend to check it out and learn more. And then if you check out here and learn more about Retro PGF, the third round is ongoing. The fourth round, I think it's coming up in like 5 months or so. And they are giving a lot of funding to public goods creators. So it's a really great opportunity to get involved with optimism and also get funded by doing great things for the world. The way that this Retro Pitches game will work, so we each take about 5 minutes or so to share our pitches. I'll try to go pretty quick to respect everybody's time. We can always share more later. And then we started up a poll in the app called Slido we have, which is a voting poll. And for now, just because there's 2 people who are pitching and we can always add more later, but we just have the Optimist and Optimistics here. So anybody can vote here. If we did have more, then you'd be able to rank the vote as well. And that's how we'll do it in future weeks. As I said, we have several people who have signed up, but this was kind of a last minute one because we just put out the announcement a couple of days ago and are just getting the event together. But for example, you could vote for the Optimist here, and then you would see this over here and who for my same pitch, and you would see this as it goes. Rosemary also set this up too. In future ones, we'll do a couple of fun different kind of variations, like who did the most exciting pitch, who did the most helpful pitch, and so forth. And we'll get that going. So there'll be a little bit of survey. So it's kind of like a beta version of the Retro Pitches, and we'll get the full version going next week. And I suppose if anybody wants to jump in with any questions or comments, then feel free. But if not, then I'll go ahead with that in mind and just share a little introduction to Optimistics. I already shared introduction Optimistics at the beginning of today's episode, so I won't go too much in detail, but maybe just a very high-level overview. Optimistics, it's the brand, it's the community, it's the organization that I'm working on with Rosemary, as well as Das and Vlad, who are 2 awesome developers on our team, who are hosting these Optimism Fractal events, as well as building the OP Fractal SAP tools. We have a tweet here where you can learn about the ways that we've contributed to optimism, as well as find the application. So 3 big ways. 1, we created Optimism Fractal, which is a community dedicated to fostering collaboration and awarding public goods creators on optimism. And we host these weekly meetings where players compete to grow optimism in fun consensus games where people are collaborating with each other, and we're also producing videos and show notes for educational purposes every week. And we also created, Tadas and Vlad with some of our guidance, but mostly they built it. They created the OP Fractal Stack, which is a suite of open source tools that empower communities with fun consensus games for Fractal collaboration. And so these are tools we just used before, along with Fractogram, to facilitate the respect game and vote on OP mainnet. And that provides a very powerful reputation primitive to coordinate the future for Optimism Collective and all communities, really. Like, for example, we could use the respect points in these games. So it's not just one person, one vote, but we have it rooted in fractal democracy, and people who are doing great work have some more vote. So it can help people cooperate. And then we also created Eden Fractal, which is a community pioneering coordination games and fractal democracy. We're helping communities cooperate. And we've been hosting these meetings for the past 18 months, and we've produced countless innovations, including many epic shows and articles at Optimism. So you can see our application for more details, and I'll click here to show. Some of that was copy and pasted from there. There's also more details. You can find a bunch of contribution links like Optimistics.io and optimismfractal.com. EdenFractal.com, as well as an introduction to the Optimism Fractal team members, where you can hear from Das and Vlad, and as well as more introduction to myself and Rosemary. And you can also look at the code that we've been building and the smart contracts we've been building on the OP mainnet, as well as the web app that we've been using and the Fractogram app that we've been using, as well as lots of articles about our tools and the videos and show notes. We make detailed and comprehensive show notes for each episode that we do with timestamps and also featured stories. And then we post it on the Eden Creators YouTube channel. We also just started an Optimistics YouTube channel too, and then we share it in a bunch of Telegram groups and Discord groups and different social media aspects with great leaders, both in the Optimism community and also in the Fractal communities, because there's about 10 to 15 Fractal communities who have been pioneering these processes for about 3 years or so, and hundreds of amazing builders. So we're promoting optimism with them. And at the Eden Fractal meetings, especially before the Retro PGF round started, we educated dozens of experienced leaders at these Eden Fractal meetings. We have these every Wednesday at 16 UTC. Everybody's welcome to join. And we produce videos. I think we hosted 8 meetings before Retro PGF round started, and we posted another 5 or 6 since then. And so it's really inspiring people to learn about optimism and support optimism and increase awareness about optimism. And then also by building these tools, there's all this, hundreds of builders who have been building these tools who have been really helping out. So by starting this Optimism Fractal, we're enabling all that process, all that progress and knowledge and wisdom to be ported over. You can check out our work at Optimistics.io, where you can learn more. I sometimes joke we're a team of professional gardeners growing communities with Fractal communities, tools, game shows, and events. You can learn more. I see Krzysztof said, thanks everybody, need to run, but we'll be joining next week and probably to pitch L2 Beat as well. Awesome. Sounds great, Krzysztof. Thanks so much for joining. Really appreciate you being here, and very much looking forward to seeing your pitch for L2 Beat. L2 Beat, if anybody doesn't know, it's a really awesome site where you can learn lots of analytics and lots of helpful stats about optimism and other L2s. Maybe we'll just give a quick shout out and just pull it up here. I've learned so much from this site. So thank you, Krzysztof. I see the heart too. So thanks for the love. I encourage people to, if you're interested in learning about optimism, which I think you should be in any other L2s, this is an excellent resource where you can learn more about all sorts of stats. And there's really detailed descriptions about the various risks and the progress and so forth. So looking forward to hearing your presentation next week, and see you next week. Thanks so much, Krzysztof. All right, and I suppose we'll wrap it up because probably most people here know about it pretty well. We're doing it. We can always promote it next week, but maybe one or two last things I'll say. If you want to learn more about Eden Fractal, we've been pioneering these for the past year and a half. You can check out edenfractal.com for all the games, shoes, and tools that we've been creating, and you can see all the videos and the games. We have articles and working on welcome guides. A lot of this stuff is still a bit in progress because we're a community of volunteers. We've largely been volunteering for the past 2 years to build these, but it's inspired. There's been over 80 people who participated in these meetings, and we've created so much amazing tools and media and so forth to help people cooperate with fractal democracy and these consensus games. You could check out our 75th meeting, our 74th, our 73rd, and so forth. There's all sorts of great stuff we're doing here, and you can watch it all on the Eden Creators YouTube channel or edenfractal.com/videos. And then to learn more about Optimistics, you can also check out this page, optimismfractal.com/1, or it's also in our blog as well, where you can check out short clips to learn more about what we're doing too. I think maybe I'll wrap it up. You can see the tools here, but we're over the 90 minutes that we expected. You can also learn more in this recording where we checked out proof of integrity. And of course, I kept saying we'll wrap it up, but I know that Spacer and Good Joe and Nunu have been very patient, and I hope you've been enjoying it too. So if you wanted to pitch what you've been working on, even though it's not a Retro PGF grant, then you'd be very welcome to do so as well if you want to share a bit about BrightGov or Upland Aliens. Also, we could wrap it up too if you want to save for next week. I know we just put out the promotion recently. So that's our promotion for the Optimistics. For any badge holders that are watching, we really appreciate your support. We're fairly new to the community, and we're going to get to those 17 badge holders threshold to be able to receive funding from Retro PGF, and we think that it's really created huge benefits for the collective, and we're really excited about everything we'll do together.